Last time we talked to you in the spring, you kind of mentioned kicking in Neyland Stadium. Just since then, in scrimmages, orange and white game, how has that experience been like?
I love kicking in Neyland. It's a great place to kick. It's super fun. You go in there and you get to look around at the big old stadium, and so it's super fun. I like it. The uprights are the same distance they are on Neyland as on the practice field, so it's about the same. But I really enjoy it. It's been nice to get in there a few times, understand where the wind flows, and I guess how to play the ball in there. So it's been fun.
The bat. In your experience, is there any difference in preparation for different playing surfaces going from natural to artificial? Is there anything that you can do to prepare for that? And is there anything that you need to change in your own preparation?
Yeah, I mean, the only really big difference, like if some grass is a little longer, a little thicker, you have to hit the ball a little bit more clean, because if you hit the ground and, there's some taller grass, your foot might get caught up in it. But, really, there really isn't that much of a difference if you strike the ball clean, correct. And so, we have turf in the indoor and I guess grass out on the practice field. So you get both surfaces. It's good to practice on both.
Charles, you're coming back to your home state school. Your first game is going to be a little bit closer to your hometown. Are you going to have a lot of family and friends in Nashville in a couple weeks?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to definitely have a lot of people coming. I think there's going to be a good bit of people coming. I've had a lot of people tell me that they're coming, and, I'm just super excited. Nashville's only 2 hours away from home, and so it's kind of like a homecoming for me. I'm super pumped up for it.
You've made numerous kicks over 50 yards. I'm curious to know, what your game day prep is in terms of, how you communicate to Coach Eckler or Coach Heupel what my range is on a given day, and how do you determine that?
Yeah, so basically when you go out on the field, you got to read the wind. That's one of the main things you have to do to determine your range. I mean, if the wind's in your face, you're obviously not going to hit the ball as far. If the wind's at your back, you'll hit it further. And so going both directions on a field, there might be different, I guess, yard lines you have to get to in order to feel confident in the kick. And so you also have to take in to consideration the temperature outside. If it's warm, ball's going to fly a little better than if it's cold. And so, you really get a good feel for it when you go out on the field, especially when you've been kicking for a while. You just go out there. It's kind of a feeling, kind of an instinct, but you can go back, in games or I guess in pregame and kind of test yourself out, see what your range is.
Being a number in pre-games, and that number maybe.
Yeah. So, in pregame, I'll give a number, and if conditions change, such as wind, I might go up to Coach Hype and change it a little bit, but really it stays about the same. Hopefully, you're playing in some big stadiums, and so especially in Neyland, the wind doesn't really change all that much just because the stadium is so big.
Coming down south a little bit, does fall camp get a little bit easier not having to kick as hard a ball this time of year? Is that something that has gotten a little bit easier this time around than previous years for you?
It's the weather change has been nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a little nicer outside, a little warmer, but really in the summer in Bloomington where I was at, it doesn't really get super cold now. I'm curious to see later on in the season, it does get a little chilly, or it did in Bloomington. So here it might be a little warmer, so it could be easier. But right now it's about the same. I will say it has been hot outside, so I've been dealing with some heat.
You talked about the homecoming for Nissan Stadium. Just to be here, what does it mean to you and to your family to be playing for Tennessee?
Yeah, so I have a ton of pride in being here. I grew up wanting to, I guess, go here. My sister just enrolled here a few days ago. I have a little brother who's going to be a sophomore here, and my mom went to college here. So it's I get to represent my family. And just for me, I had a ton of friends in high school go here. I just couldn't be more honored to represent my home state and really finish out my career here. I'm just so grateful for the opportunity.
Charles, are you going to be handling kickoffs, or is that competition still kind of up in the air?
The competition is still in the air, yes. It's me, Josh Tuberville, Max Gilbert, JT Carver. It's all four of us are really kicking the ball well. Thank you, guys.